There we go. Well, good morning and good afternoon, depending on where you are joining and tuning in from. I'm excited to have today's session and partnering with Dr. Taryn Givan as well. I'm Dr. Kimberly Ellison, the owner and managing director for Sparkle Publishing Company. It is a pure privilege and honor, and we're excited to partner with Dr. Givan as she is, when I say blazing new trails, she's lighting flames and leaving smoke as we move forward through centering our voices. So I want to just say welcome on behalf of the Sparkle Publishing team. And also I would like to invite Dr. Givan to make an introduction and say hello as well.
Hello to everyone. I am just grateful to see you in this space, to know that you have interest, and to just thank you for who you are as Black women and also Black women educators. And so we'll get into a little bit more about, the purpose of why we're here. But thank you so much for giving your time. I see we have people that may be traveling, they're in your vehicle, but you wanted to be here, you wanted to join, you wanted to get the information. You may even be at work somewhere or doing some kind of community service. Excuse me. So thank you for still giving of your time.
All right. And again, thank you so much, Dr. Givan, for choosing Sparkle Publishing to carry the vision of centering our voices. As like you all and many other authors, she has an opportunity to choose and select whatever publishing company that she so desire. However, because of Sparkle Publishing and our white glove signature for excellence, she chose us in partnering to carry out the vision because not only do we help you publish your story, we ensure that the imprint of your voices are heard. And so a little bit about myself is that, again, I'm an author of 13 books now, 6-time Amazon bestselling author, visionary and publisher for 6 anthologies. And so when we talk about anthologies, we have a deep imprint in the world of the anthologies of work and the body of work of an anthology, sharing the voices and the stories and putting together, like making sure that the voices have a thread and there's a tapestry of the stories that are being read as it relates to the topic for that anthology. And so we love partnering and also being able to share your story around the world. We've published over 300 women authors. Actually, we published more, but in 2020, we published over 300 women authors, 130 in one book, which was our Promise devotional, plus individual authors, another anthology in the same year. And again, the paper to publish author offering that we have as well. We love to not just publish, but also establish a profit margin as it relates to authors. And how is it that you not just take your body of work and sell it to your family and friends, but how is it that you can establish a marketing strategy that will help you, again, generate revenue? And so we've created revenue streams for women who are authors with Sparkle Publishing as well. We've curated women authors internationally and nationally. Again, I not just run personal and professional for publishing, but also I do personal and professional development in the corporate space. And here I put here our 6-figure business model, what I've been able to accomplish here through my speaking, publishing, and professional development arms in my company. So thank you for being a part of this journey with Sparkle Publishing on today. I would love for you to meet our team. Again, I've introduced you to Dr. Givan, who is partnering with Sparkle and also a part of the Sparkle Publishing brand as well. And I would love to introduce Heather White and Ashley Washington. Again, you will hear them as they bring voice to this space on today. Ashley or Heather, if you are with us, if you will, do a brief intro, welcoming the authors as they will, again, work with you if they choose to move forward with centering our voices.
Hey, ladies, it's good to see you all this afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm excited that you said yes, that you want to learn more about this amazing opportunity for Black women educators. I'm excited to partner with you all and be the person, Ashley and I, to guide you through this process of becoming a published author with Sparkle Publishing. Definitely looking forward to helping you bring out your voice, and definitely anytime you have questions and throughout the process, whether it be writing or all the way up to the release of the book, I'm looking forward to that opportunity to serve you. Thank you so much.
Thank you as well. And you all will also have an opportunity to connect with Ashley throughout our process as well. She is watching, so she is aware and she is excited to be a part of your journey. A little bit about the Sparkle Publishing Company. We are a boutique style publishing company where we really specialize in customizing the body of work for our clients. We fit their publishing needs and also their financial needs so that they can publish and share their story with the world. We know that each author's experience is as unique as your manuscript. So therefore, we want to make sure that we give you that unique experience as you become a published author. And so additionally, we like to get our authors out in 90 days. Is when you take a look at an individual author opportunity, we make sure that that book is not just laying somewhere on your computer, on a Google Doc or a Microsoft Word doc or on your phone. We help you birth the story so that others, again, can read it. So that's a little bit about Sparkle Publishing. We also have a 4-part methodology for publishing. It is publishing for us begins with purpose. And you need to be able to understand what the purpose is of the body of work that you are publishing. And then we move from purpose to helping you get that body of work published. And then how do we establish and create a platform if that is something you're interested in doing, creating a platform for you. So that could extend from your book, a chapter from your book. You can take the anthology chapter that you write, and you can also expand your platform if you already have an existing platform, or if you do not have one, we begin now to help you identify what does that platform look like. And now you have a community of other authors who are willing and ready to partner with you as you establish your footing as an author and utilizing your platform. And what is it that you, again, want to share with the world? And definitely profit. A lot of times we work with women authors in that spiritual growth space or that personal development space. And they come to us and they say, I just want to get this book out. I just really want people to read it. And so we've been able to turn that and have a paradigm shift around the profit piece of the methodology of publishing. Meaning when you do publish, there is an expectation for you to get a profit from, again, the body of work that you publish. So that is our 4-part publish to profit methodology. And with that, I would love for you all to hear more about Dr. Taryn Givan.
Hello to you all again, my fellow educators. As you'll see on the screen, this gives you just a look or into the journey of my educational career. I'm actually in year 23, but of course, completed year, still using that fiscal year of public school. I've completed 22 years as an educator. In the P-12 space, I was a teacher, an assistant principal, a principal. In higher education, I have had over 10 years of experience as an adjunct. And although I've transitioned into the ed tech space and also consulting space, all of that experience was necessary to give me the opportunity to support and to be a coach and do some of the things that I'm able to do now. And so with that, that is it's a great transition into the purpose of this book and how I use that positionality, even for my research. So during my doctoral journey, my amazing dissertation chair, Dr. Sean Warner of Clark Atlanta University, reminded me that the best dissertation is a done dissertation. So that it was good for me to just use my positionality and start from there. So as thinking about being a Black woman in education, we came to using this word centering. And the title of my dissertation was Centering Their Voices, Identifying the Factors that Influence the Persistence of Black Women Faculty. And my justification to include that word centering meant that we were not going to apologize for highlighting Black women and making Black women the focus. It reinforces research from Jane Coaston that Black women, how we experience life can't be compared to that of other women, nor is it all inclusive of the Black experience. The word centering for me not only honors those 6 Black women faculty that participated in my study, those women who wanted to see me win, who wanted to also have a space for their voice, even though it was anonymous, but to have a space for their voice to also be heard. And in that, they share with me their lived experiences around, collegiality, microaggressions, advancement, gender discrimination. And some of these words are probably resonating with you. But I also have to say that we know that each experience is not monolithic. Their pearls of wisdom and recommendations to encourage other Black women to embrace the intersectionality of our identity really spoke to me, because they really talked about finding a support group, having a group to advocate for Black women educators, no matter what sector that you're in. And so that made me think about myself, the Black women who were a part of my educational journey, and that made me think about you, those people who are current practitioners, and even Black women who aspire to be educators. So that's how we got to this vision for this anthology. And I would love for it to be a source of inspiration and empowerment for Black women educators. We're going to celebrate the resilience and achievements while actually providing insights on the intersectionality of our gender and race. And so our individual and collective voices, me and you and the other women who joined the session, the other women who have already joined up to be an author, we're going to provide guidance for other Black women educators as they're navigating challenges in the field of education, or as they aspire to advance and to move into other sectors that we didn't even know were possible. I work in an ed tech space. I became a consultant. I didn't have a lot of guidance from Black women educators, but being in this space now, I've met other Black women and I'm like, wow, we exist here, but who's talking about this? And that was exciting for me, but it also put a requirement on my life to make sure that I am that person for other women. I envision this anthology is going to be used as a data source, and we're going to talk a little bit about that later. Like one of the compilations that I use for my research called Presumed Incompetent 1 and 2. And although that was an anthology that consisted of women in academia, it was very powerful in thinking about how I wanted to envision this anthology as well. And so I know that it's going to be very easy for people to pinpoint like the target audience. This is obviously for Black women educators, yes, but it's for so many more people and for so many more reasons. We want this to expand to educational leaders, faculty in higher education, or those who teach professional development. Like, we want them to include our anthology in their curriculum, right? We want it to be used for professional development. We want policymakers who are interested in promoting diversity and inclusion in education to grab hold of our book. We want it to be used for book clubs and reading clubs. We want them to invite us to their book clubs and reading groups so that we are there to help facilitate that discussion around the social issues, race, or anything else in education. We want it to sit on the shelves in libraries and bookstores. So we don't want to think small about this journey. Again, as Dr. Kimberly Ellison said earlier, it's not just about getting it in the hands of our loved ones and the people in our immediate circle. This is about getting it in the hands of people that we may never meet, and we may never understand the impact that we've had on them, but we've planted that impact or the seeds of that impact by going through with this anthology. And so however you found out about Centering Our Voices, the brilliance, persistence, and significance of Black women educators, I just want to take a moment to thank you for your interest and your presence today. And it's my hope, this shameless plug that I'm about to do, it is my hope that if you haven't signed up as a co-author yet, that you will on today. But more importantly, I applaud you for your impact as Black women in the field of education and the impact that you have on a daily basis. And so that's a quick summation of the purpose, the vision that came for centering our voices. And I can't do this anthology. We can't do this anthology without you and other Black women, because again, it's not centering their voices, it's centering our voices. So this is inclusive of us. The expected release date of March 2024 is very near and dear to my heart, because that is the month in 2023 that I defended my dissertation. It's Women's History Month. And so I love how God gives you a vision, and it's so connected to, that's when you know you are moving in purpose. And so March is when we are going to set things ablaze, and people are going to get an opportunity to see the beauty of Black women educators. Dr. Kimberly Ellison?
Absolutely. Every time I hear the purpose, the mission, and the vision of COV, centering our voices, Dr. Givan typically, shares with the next level of passion. And I feel like, well, wow, it can't get any more better, or it can't get better than this. And she literally shifts my mind every time. The passion is unmatched and it is contagious. So thank you for choosing us, because it speaks volumes to the partnership. The benefits of you all who join, again, you will be a published author, and your name will be included in the book as an author. You'll also get a part of our marketing collateral, a 3D book image that you're able to put on your own individual social media landing page and so forth. We'll also include a book image and your photos and things of that nature. Will give you information around how do we market. And so the benefit is you get to write, first of all, 2,000 to 2,200 words or less. However, we want to keep it in between that range, because when you write an anthology, you want the chapters to be cohesive. So that means you want them to look similar, although they're very different in their story. So you want to keep it in between the 2,000 to 2,200. That's pretty substantial as it relates to the benefits of becoming an author in an anthology. There's also platform development. You will have access to our private group, which will be our private social media author page. You will be able to collaborate, connect, and communicate with those authors that you actually co-author with in this anthology. We'll provide you one promotional graphic for your personal marketing. You also get pre-recorded opportunities to speak. That could be in a podcast, an interview, or any other format that we, again, identify as a part of the branding and inclusive with the packaging for your platform. Also, you will offer opportunity to attend the book release and book signing as an author. It is an option. It is not mandatory. You can take part in this opportunity and not attend the book release or author signing. You could say, I just want to share my story and I want to be a part of this anthology. And you can do that as well. Or you can, or you can be a part of the book release and book signing as an author. I would love to have Dr. Givan echo a little bit more around the book release vision that she has. It's not fully fleshed out, because as you all begin to sign up and commit, the vision grows. But I'm very intentional around allowing her to share the vision, because that is the part where we are in partnership, and I want her to share it, but she connects with my heart. But I want her to share that part of the vision about, how far this thing can go.
Absolutely. And so again, when we talk about the vision, this is not just, oh, we're making an announcement that the book is now ready for purchase, going out to Amazon or all of the different places where it will live. That's just part of the journey. We're talking about coming together and with a book release that could also basically be in that educator language. It's like an educational summit for Black women educators, but it's not limited to just Black women. Men can come on into the room. Other women from other nationalities, like, come on into the space, because even though we're centering our voices and centering Black women as educators, again, no apology for us being the focus, we know that it is very important for other people when we talk about cultural competence, for them to understand how Black women operate and who we are and what education means to us and how we are blazing trails in education. And so we're talking about coming together and inviting people to sit in a space with us where you have a panel, where you have independent speakers, all of these different things, and making it an educational summit about Black women. But our book is launching us into that. And then we are networking and connecting with other people. And in that space, you'll have people who are giving you their business cards and they're saying, oh my gosh, I want to bring you into my district. You know, all of you, some of you, whoever will represent COV, I would love to have you all to come into the district. And that's how we think about, we don't know where this is going to go, but that obedience of what the vision already is going to expand us into other areas. And as co-authors, there are times where only a few of us may show up in a space, but because of you being present, you are putting this vision, you're putting our story, you're putting this anthology in the hands of additional people, and it's going to continue to grow, not just nationally, but internationally as well. And Dr. Ellison was very humble. I don't remember you stating, but Sparkle Publishing has touched women across the globe. And so that is the vision. We're not going to think small about this. We know currently the need in education, but we also currently know that we are still fighting against the people to embrace diversity, equity, and inclusion. And if you're not embracing that, then are you embracing me? The intersectionality of who I am as a Black woman educator, that is diversity, equity, inclusion. And I don't want you to just bring me on because I'm diverse, but I want you to include me because I have brilliance that belongs in this space. I have brilliance that you can benefit from as a Black woman educator. My persistence is going to help push other women into this space, or to continue to retain or aspiring people to come on and join us. And so it's very important that we think about, how can we be trailblazers as Black women educators? I see this being a summit, hopefully next summer. You know, we're going to release in March, but then we're going to come together and we're actually going to do a book signing, educational summit all together. So look, I could talk all day about those kind of things. I hope that you're excited on the other end of this. Come on into the chat if you're able to safely, and let us know something. But that is definitely what I envision.
Absolutely. And you see why I would love for her to share more of the vision. And this is dear to my heart and the work that I do with the DEI space, and really talking about being culturally competent. The way people learn more about your culture is through your stories. The way we shift how we partner is through our stories. The way in which people are able to see stereotypes and bias is through the stories that media portrays. And then we provide our stories and an experience. And so we are now advocates for women of color, and also expanding others to be culturally competent around our experiences, our environments, our students, our journeys. And so I am so excited. Exciting is not even a great word that can really express the magnitude of the work that this will do in the earth. And so with that, you will have an opportunity to generate revenue. Each author will be able to generate a revenue as well. And then you get to keep 100% of your book royalties. And so what that looks like is, when authors who co-author, you order books. When you order the books, you sell the books. You buy the book, for example. We do not have the cost. That's the number one question we always get at the intro. How much is the book? Well, we don't know. You got to write it first. So once you write it, we do then put the book cover and put everything, the content, the manuscript, and everything together. Once we do that, it becomes this amazing, beautiful body of work. We then get pricing from various printers, and then we're able to say, here is the printing cost per book, and then what the book retails for, and that margin is your profit. And so you get to keep that. You don't give us percentage. We don't keep 10% or 20%. That's not the revenue model for Centering Our Voices. So again, you get to keep 100% of your book royalties. You get to order as many or as little as you would like. and sell from your own individual platform. And we will get deeper for those who sign up about what that looks like, but there is no small print, no fine print. This is, again, the model in which we're using for centering our voices. When we talk about the author guidelines, again, we're talking about the outline of the manuscript, and Dr. Givan will come in and share more about what that looks like, the template that'll be provided. But Dr. Givan, would you like to go over these guidelines a little bit more in detail?
Sure, absolutely. One of the things that we hear often, especially not just for anthologies, but for any author who is getting started, it's like, basically, where do I start? I don't know your stories yet, but I could guess collectively that there's a lot of years of experience, probably hundreds of years of experience between all of you ladies that are here today as educators. And so it's like, well, how do I put all of that into this space? Well, you won't be able to talk about each and everything that you have done. That is why we provide a template for you, kind of like just a writing prompt. The template is going to take readers on a journey of the brilliance, persistence, and significance of each Black woman co-author in the anthology. And so there are different questions to prompt you. You may even have a link out to another article or something to inspire you for you to be able to write. And so again, Dr. Ellison talked about it being that continuity throughout an anthology as far as the number of words and things of that nature. And although you're going to be provided this template to help you get started, your individual journey and experiences and writing style is what sets each one of these apart. And so I don't want you to worry about like, okay, so you're just going to tell me to write, like, you will be guided. The template will give you what you need for each section. When we talk about brilliance, using that word, it was very intentional, because sometimes when people say, oh, wait, you want me to write about brilliance? Oh, I'm brilliant, me? Absolutely. Everyone has brilliance. Everyone is unique. And so it starts out by having you to reflect and to think about, well, what comes natural to me? What have I been gifted to do as a Black woman or just as a Black woman educator? And when other people think of your brilliance and acknowledge your brilliance, what are they referencing? And that puts you into the vein of, oh, okay. And then that's when you kind of flush out that outline or getting your draft together. And so we're going to guide you for each part of your section on what that looks like. But because we are individuals, it's going to take readers on a journey. They're going to see similarities, between our stories, maybe based off of, the P-12 experience or the higher education, consulting, whatever. But then there are going to be things on each co-author that just stands out. And we're going to have people to be able to use your stories. And it talks about on here as well, there is going to be a collection through a survey of our experiences, because we want to use this for a data source. We want people to cite our book. Come on, somebody. We want it to be in reference sections for researchers that they use centering our voices. And so we're going to have qualitative data that they can pull from, but also that quantitative as an appendix at the back of the book, where our collective experience is captured through this survey, and people are able to look at, of the women in this book, what are some of these things that they have gone through, et cetera. And so I'm so excited about that, because it's not just about the qualitative, the writing. It is about seeing how else this book can be used, again, within academia, putting it on bookshelves. But I'm excited to know that people will be citing our work. And I don't know if that does anything to you, but that does something to me. Okay. Dr. Ellison.
Oh my goodness. That makes, again, as a researcher myself, again, I know the magnitude of what that does when you talk about being cited, again, using it to validate, someone else's work as well, extension of the research and the body of knowledge. That means legacy. It's here beyond you. This work will live beyond your physical ability in the earth. And so think about legacy as you think about joining us. When we talk about the author guidelines, this is, again, where our Sparkle team will come in and partner with you. We do have our author relations manager and director, Heather White. Again, we will ask you for a professional headshot, for those of you who have worked with us before, or if you are new, we will ensure to give you examples. We do not use selfies. We do not use we have to be a certain level, 300 DPI. We'll walk you through what that looks like, but we won't be doing no selfie, no cars. We're not seeing your arm. We're not doing any of that, no hands in your face or anything, because that's not a professional photo. So again, we will walk you through the guidelines and what that looks like. The work that we do is a signature of excellence, which is meaning we don't have to be excellent. We do it because we are excellent. That is our signature. And so we want to make sure that everyone has a consistent flow with the body of work once it is completed. There's an opportunity for an author bio. The length will determine what that looks like for the book. Do we want it in the appendix? How we want to format it? But it's going to be an amazing journey in identifying what that looks like. Well, the copyright for the book is always registered under the main author. You own the rights to your chapter, however, centering our voices so that people won't take individual pieces of the book and try to go and rewrite or use. It is copywritten under the main author. So with that, you will be protected. Your story will be protected. However, we don't use your story for any movies or anything of that nature. We want to make sure that you know your story is protected within the copyright version of Centering Our Voices. All right, so at the end, there will be a survey. As Dr. Given has said, she wants to bring your voice in this space, and I'll give her opportunity to share because she wants to capture the lived experiences and utilize this work beyond, again, just a book. This is a living and active and breathing, and it will be a continuous mechanism that lives beyond a bookshelf. Dr. Given?
Yes, actually, you've said a lot then, and I hit on that earlier. And so again, this is going to be a part of that guideline. And one of the things that I don't think we talked about is that you will be given, dates when all of this needs to be collected. And so once you sign up to be an author of Centering Our Voices, we will guide you every step of the way. When you receive that Google form, that is a survey, it's not going to be anything that is too lengthy, but we want to make sure that those questions truly capture the lived experiences of Black women, and will take people on a journey, even just by looking at the quantitative data, the number, the statistics of our group as well. And so we will give you the next steps, the next dates, and all of that on when all of those things will be due as far as the expectations and the guidelines.
Absolutely. And so this brings us to the moment you've all been waiting for. Again, is our author investment. We've made this particular model indicative of the vision for Dr. Givan and you all who will join us on this journey. You have 3 options for payment, which is a total of $718. That does include the credit card processing fee. And so when you can pay in full for $718, or option 2, you can do a monthly payment for 4 months of $180, and option 3, biweekly payments of $90 for a total of 8 payments. Again, this is just the beginning of the journey. This is to be a part of the book, to get the benefits that we have shown you. At the end, in all transparency, once you are in the book, there will be other things that we can extend and offer you that will not be mandatory. For example, if you want an author one-pager, we would provide you what that looks like, and if you want to purchase that. If you want collateral for a banner for your own individual, we will provide you with that. But to be able to become an author in this, when I say legacy piece of work, in Centering Our Voices, this rate is unbelievable. Again, but we want your voices. We want you to be included. And so she has made it very much so affordable for those who want to share their voice in this body of work. And the type of work that it's going to do and what it's going to break and what it's going to help other people discover. Again, I wouldn't miss out. Matter of fact, I would actually share this with other women educators that who have a story. Our stories are not always about trauma. It's not always about struggle. It's not always our stories are experiences that helps us along our life map journey. So it's not always about, let me find this trouble story. It could be a story where you did struggle. It could be a story where you needed to grow and develop as an educator. It could be a story where you had an experience with anybody or coworkers or promotion or advancement, elevation. How do I I grow. So I don't want us to think these stories are things that has to be negative, or I don't know if I had, because each person's story is their unique journey. We want to hear your story, and we don't want you to become or try to be anyone else other than the stories that you live and your experiences that you have. Because if you had it, guaranteed there's nothing new under the sun. Someone else's story, again, have a similar experience, and you can help them grow and 10x their development just by sharing your story. So that, again, is the author investment. And you will have an opportunity at the end of today to join us as it relates to what are the next steps. But right now, what I would like, we want you to bring your voice to the space. Ask us any questions that you have. If you would like to put it in the chat, Dr. Givan will read the questions from the chat. If you have any questions around the experience or what you don't know or anything of that nature, you can take this time and come off mute and bring voice to the space. Any questions?
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you for the opportunity. I'm Patricia Osborne. The work will be edited, correct? I worked with you previously, Dr. Ellison, just to make sure that everything flows correctly.
Absolutely. The work will be edited. All you need to do is follow the template, write your story. Again, you have an amazing team, Patricia. Hey, girl, you have an amazing team that will be working with you all to ensure that your stories are captured in a way that is indicative of the integrity of your voice, but also the integrity of the publishing company as well. So it is a partnership. We will not change your voice, but we will change the syntax and the transitions and the punctuation if it ain't right. But other than that, yes, you do have an amazing team to partner with you. Thank you so much for your question.
That was an excellent question as well. Yes, we get that often. And for those educators that are in the space, I don't know if we have any English language arts and reading educators here, but you know how important that is as well for that representation. You know, your name is going to be seen all over the world. So we want to make sure, again, as Dr. Ellison said, that it is the signature of excellence. Wonderful question. And thank you for being here today, Patricia.
All right. Any other questions? What else is it that you would like to know? Maybe we didn't cover, or you came in the session with something in mind. If we did not capture that, please ask us, because this is a recorded session. So your question may be one that someone else may have that wasn't able to join us. You are welcome, Patricia. Anyone else? All right. Well, if you do, you can always send an email to info@sparklepublishing.net for your questions. However, our next steps is, if you'd like, you can scan the QR code or you can go to email us at info@sparklepublishing.net. You can complete your author agreement if you scan this code. Set up your payment option. We've shown you the 3 options, and then you'll get with Dr. Givan, and you'll start writing. So we will start this journey after today's session. We will give you dates, outlines, and it will be, again, our pleasure to have you and our heart to serve you on this journey as Center of Our Voices. So you can scan this, and or you can email us. However, don't worry, Ashley's already on it. By the time you click off, you'll have an email with thank you for joining us and these next steps. So again, we would love for you to join us on this journey. And we also ask that if it's not for you, or if it is for you, I would get a buddy. Can you imagine the sisterhood, the community that you can capture, the legacy, the sorority sisters, the community events that you're a part of, or networks that you're a part of, really the professional networks taking place and sharing your voice together in this journey.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes, I just want to call everyone by name. So, and excuse me if I don't use your titles with this. I just want to give each one of you, I want you to know that I see you in this space. So Tiffany, Patricia, Lavette, Brenda, and Kenya, Thank you so much for giving up your time today. I really appreciate it. It warms my heart. Again, if I'm able to connect with you further on this journey, I'm excited to learn more about you, for you to learn more about me, for us to now have our networking and our community, to be of support of one another. Even if you don't join us on this journey, I am still rooting for you as a Black woman educator. And as Dr. Ellison said, I don't want to, belabor the point, but please share any information that you received in your email or on social media. Please share that with other Black women. Again, it is that reach, and we all have reach. Your platform may be, it's not about comparison of the size. We just all have reach. And so I just ask that you will continue to share this information. And I just can't wait to see what Centering Our Voices does, across the world, not just in the United States. We're talking about across the world. And so we know that there are Black women educators that give their brilliance, and they show up all over the world in different spaces for their season of their life. So thank you so much.
All right, ladies, if we do not have any questions about this process, I look forward to seeing you on this journey. I'll talk with you later. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye now.
Thank you all so much.